Hey, everybody. Welcome back for another segment of City Government 101. I'm here with Fire Chief Kirk Slone. And how long you been with the Russellville Fire Department?
Since May of 1992.
Are you going to make me do math? Tell me how many years is that?
Well, it'd be 33 years
33
this
years.
May, this
Okay,
coming
so
May.
I was gonna get
so
the
it's
calculator.
32 and what? 9 months
Some
or
months.
so.
How
2 months.
how long have you been chief of the Russellville Fire Department?
Since 2016.
2016. So golly, so you're going on like 8-9 years. That's quite a while. Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, so really, as I've had conversation with all the different departments, it's been interesting, and I've grown up here. And one of the themes is just building on the shoulders of those that have come before. And I had a conversation earlier with school resource officer Kevin Hobby, and we did talk about Ray Hobby, and you were here during his time. And so to me, honestly, and not just sitting in the mayor's chair, I feel like the Russellville Fire Department is the strongest I've ever seen it. Kind of elaborate on that, and do you agree with me?
Oh, I would absolutely agree with you. You know, it's, and again, like you said, it builds on the history, and probably evolved somewhat similar to other communities across the country, but started out with a citizen bucket brigade and then a volunteer fire department. And, the big fire in 1906, it burned most of downtown. That brought a lot of attention to the importance of a fire department and quick response and fire prevention and following building codes and those kind of things. So, I don't know how much you want me to get into the history, but we have definitely not stood still, and it's every generation we've worked and worked and worked to be as good as we possibly can.
How many fire departments do you have in the city of Russellville right now?
We have one fire department. We
Oh,
have four stations.
fire stations, fire stations. Wait, yeah, hey, that's a trick question.
That
Good
was.
job,
You tried to
Chief. Good
catch
job,
me.
Chief.
Yeah.
How many fire stations do we have?
We have four.
Four, and so they're located in different quadrants to be better respond.
They are strategically located in basically the four quadrants of the city to allow us the quickest response possible. And we built those other two stations in 92, 93 time frame.
Okay.
Basically doubled in size as a fire department.
Wow, I did not realize that they'd been there that long. It really that kind of just took me aback there. That's kind of crazy.
Yep.
So, and what's an average shift? How many people are working on an average shift? I know sometimes you have vacation, sometimes you have sickness, so it's not consistent.
Okay, so even starting back in when we built Station 3 and Station 4, added those two stations, we had about 17 on shift.
Okay.
And we currently still have 17 on shift. We have 3 shifts, A, B, and C. We've added some support personnel since then, but we haven't grown as far as our emergency response or what we call the line staff. So,
But one thing I don't want to mention, though, is that support staff is at any minute ready to go
we
and
are,
be on a
right.
fire. You know what I'm saying? So
That's right.
You have a set of
That's right.
turnouts. Everyone
We
on that
all
support
do.
staff has a set of turnouts, and you may be out there pulling hose. You may no matter what that is, and one of the we're filming this in 2025. I say that because this could be seen in the future. But one of probably the most memorable thing that I had to deal with as mayor is in 2023 when we watched the Old South, unfortunately burn. But I did a person that I'm going to be doing a video with is Richard Setian, who's a seasoned firefighter. And in the middle of that night, in the middle of that fire, I noticed him getting down on the ground with the newer guys that had never seen anything like this, and you really using that as a training moment, showing them how to hold the hose, where to put that. And so just really, I love the fact that we have those seasoned guys that are taking these young guys who may have never seen anything like that and just showing them, hey, this is how it's done.
Oh, so mentorship and training on site, we have to do those kind of things, and it's one of our most important aspects and one of the best ways that we have to learn. And that's that you talked about building on the past. You're constantly passing on to this newer generation the things that you've learned, so they don't have to learn it the hard way. And that allows them. That's one way we've grown the way that we have, and we've added services because again that goes back to kind of being built on the efforts of those in the past. So definitely.
I know you've been in the fire business for a long time. We talked about that. We're the 16th largest at this point in time. We're the 16th largest city in the state of Arkansas. How do you feel like the Russellville Fire Department stacks up equipment wise to other demographics our size?
Oh, I would put us, not just equipment, but our most important assets, which are our firefighters.
Yes.
I'd put us against anybody in the country.
Okay.
Period. Equipment, training, commitment, all those things. I would put us against any department in the country.
Hey, training, you do have a new training facility that came online in 2024.
We do.
Kind of tell us where that helps and that takes you.
We do. So Russellville's never had a committed training site. So through the years, we've utilized our stations. We've trained on different single aspects of the job. We may be training on ventilation. We may be training on forcible entry. But we've never had anywhere where we can pull it all together. And I noticed, I was a battalion chief for 16 years, and I noticed that I could really tell a difference in how well we did as a department when we would have 2 or 3, 4 fires fairly close together. The first one that you have, we would do okay, but the second one, there was a noticeable improvement. The third one, there was a noticeable improvement, and so on. So what this new training site's going to do, which is a live fire training site, it's 5 stories. It has a couple of burn rooms. It basically has everything that we could possibly think of to incorporate into it as far as things that we do on a fire scene. It's going to allow us to respond to that site. Not only can we train on all those individual things, but we can bring it all together and practice the way we actually have to work. And so, that is coordinating resources, communication, doing all these multiple tasks all at one time. And it's just going to be an amazing benefit to us and safety and the service that we can provide to the city.
So what does that mean to the taxpayer?
Oh, it means a better, more efficient job. So I said I would put us up against any department in the country, and that is the truth. But that doesn't mean there's not room for improvement. And this is one of the reasons that I would, step out and say that I would put us up against anybody, is because of this desire to improve. Every day we try to do something better. It's a culture of continual improvement.
I was at the station the other day, and one of our firefighters was out there in full turnouts doing push-ups. And I'm like, that's why I sleep good at night, because he's not the only one. The guys are constantly in the gym, or if you live close to a fire station, you'll see them running around because they're working out. They're doing those things so that when it comes time to jump into motion, they're ready to do that. So.
Well, you talked about the equipment that the city's been willing to provide to us. We kind of see it as our part. I've told city council and the mayor when I took this job that I would try not to ask for anything until I had gotten 100% or as close to it as we can get out of what the city had already provided. Well, we can buy all this nice equipment. We can have it all available. But if our firefighters are worn out by the time they get it on or get to the scene, then that good equipment's not worth anything. So, yes, physical fitness is absolutely, it's probably, one of the most, it is not probably, it is one of the most important aspects of the fire service, period, because it is very physical. It's a hostile environment, and it's gotten more hostile through the years. Mm-hmm. With synthetics and, things made out of plastics. Used to, when things were made out of wood and cotton, it was a lot less dangerous smoke. It wasn't, the time element was, the window to get there and put a fire out was much larger than it is now. Fires progress much faster, and they are much nastier as far as, what they put off. Dangerous, toxic, smoke, and different things.
So there's a lot of hazards there.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think, as a fire chief and a battalion chief for so many years, do you think the quality and the level of equipment that is provided to your firehouse right now motivates the firefighters to be the very best that they can be? Do you see a correlation between that level of excellence and the level of the equipment that you're bringing. And you just brought on this year you just brought on a $1.1 million ladder truck, and so it's already been used. So
definitely. Is there a correlation between, basically the expectations of our community and then what we do in turn? Absolutely. So by working together, it's very obvious that our community wants the best fire department that they can possibly afford. And so that's, we feel a big obligation to provide that. So absolutely, there is a correlation. It makes everybody want to do better. And yeah.
You got to, one thing we're going to have some other, we're going to have another couple videos. We're going to have a fire-based EMS video with Chief Perry, and we're also going to have a fire building safety video with Chief Setian. But you got a great support team there. You have a great admin team that work at Central on a day-to-day basis, and that they've already worked their full day, but they may be out there at a fire at 1 o'clock in the morning because that's just who they are. That's their job. The job doesn't end at 5 o'clock when they go home. You got to just give props to just the whole staff. How many people do you have across Russellville Fire Department employees?
We have 62 employees.
62 employees, and so
Yes.
they all operate at that level of excellence and really take the seriousness of working with that end user, that taxpayer, to make sure that we provide the best quality service across the board.
They do. They do. We have 51 what we call line staff. They're the ones that work the shifts. And basically the day staff, those of us that work days, our main point is to work in support of them so that they have what they need as far as resources, training. And then, yes, when that call comes in, we're all subject to call 24/7.
Is there anything you think that we haven't talked about? There's so much. We could literally talk for hours about the fire department.
We could. I don't know how much time.
We're about to wrap it up, but if you've got some things that we need to talk about, I want you to talk about those.
No, I just, I want to thank you and the citizens, city council, for the support that you provided us. And I would invite everybody to come to the fire stations and see us and see what we do, and let us show you what we do. Let us show you the equipment that you've purchased through this 1 cent sales tax and different things. We would love to have you.
I think the public may not know that they're welcome. One thing I do want to talk about real quick before we wrap up, ISO. What does that mean? And what does that mean to you? What does that mean to the end taxpayer?
So ISO is an insurance rating system that basically they take measurements of an extreme number of components of the fire service that we provide in the city. That's the fire department, it's water, it's 911, it's and basically they make a determination on how well we are going to work together. How complete that infrastructure is, and then they make a judgment call on how effective they think we're going to be. And the lower the number, the cheaper the insurance rate. Now, it's not something that insurance companies have to acknowledge, but a lot of them do. And so we are an ISO Class 2. There are, I don't remember the exact number, but there's less than 2,000 Class 2 departments in the country. Wow. So, and Class 1 is the only, we could only improve to a Class 1, which is obviously our goal. But, there's some big hurdles there, manpower-wise, different things that we have to meet. But I'd say for what we are, we're always chasing. We're always, every day, trying to get better. So, yes. So it does, and it can affect your insurance rates. And we strive to do that because, again, we want to do the best that we can for our citizens and save them money where we can. Also, it helps bring in industry because it's a selling point for the city. We provide some of the industrial rescue things for that purpose too, like hazmat and confined space, technical rescue,
high angle rescue, all
high
kinds
angle
of things.
rescue,
whether it's a human or a dog.
I don't know of services. We've evolved so much from when I started. We ran fires and fire alarms, period, and now we run just about anything you can think of. Basically, call ourselves an all hazards response.
Yes.
So yeah, it's just really changed throughout the years.
Well, thank you for visiting with me, and thank you guys for sitting in with us and visiting with Chief Slone at the Russellville Fire Department. He has an amazing staff, and like he says, stop by, check out what your taxpayer dollars are getting you, because there's really some amazing equipment, and those guys are ready 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. It doesn't matter what's going on. They're ready to respond, and I know that makes me sleep a whole lot better at night for my wife and my family. So we'll see you guys next time. Thanks.
Thank you.